Heads rolling today here at Moda Center as the Blazers fall to the visiting Brooklyn Nets 132 to 114. Welcome into the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. If you want to join the conversation with us tonight, you can head on over to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio. The chat will be right there. You can also grab your telephone, dial 503-248-0620, and get on air with us there. Again, Blazers, you know what? This was exactly the type of game you want. Without a doubt, 100% the type of game you want. Because despite the loss, even though Air Weldon in the chat says that was frustrating, but despite the loss, the fact that this was an all young guys, all green light game was beautiful. Now, there are some things that we're going to pick apart here that were not so great. Definitely not so great. Right? But there was a lot of great in this one. You can't talk about this game without talking about Scoot Henderson, right? He set a new career high, 39 points. He was on fire. It took 9 shots before he missed his first one. He started the game 8 of 8 from the floor, and he finally missed a three-pointer, but he still had a wonderful night in this one, and it was just so nice to see him go get off. And he got the start tonight. There was no Denny Avdia, and rather than going with a Jabari Walker or a Chris Murray, who was, someone I talked about who might get in there in the pregame show, he went small, Coach Billups did. And he went with Scoot, and he went with Ant, Shea, Tumani, and then DeAndre Ayton. And you know what? It was kind of fun. It was fun to see the young guys out there. And even though the team lost, I get it. I understand how we can be upset. People don't like that. Some people are okay with it because of the tank. That's fine. But again, regardless, I've said all year long to you guys that if you're going to tank this year, I don't care if you lose. What I want to see good games, competitive games. I want to see the young guys thrive, and they did tonight. So first off, let's look at what the Nets were able to do. I always like to start with the opposing side and then dive in on the Blazers side of things. Zaire Williams had 13.7 boards for the Nets. Cam Johnson had 24 points, 20 points each from Noah Clowney and Trailblazers legend Keon Johnson. Ben Simmons had 5 points, 9 rebounds, and 11 assists. 14 points from Jalen Wilson, 13 points from D'Angelo Russell off of the bench. On the Blazers side of things, again, young guys thrived. DeAndre Ayton had a pooper of a game. 2 points, 8 rebounds, 0 assists, 1 of 4 from the floor. And we'll dive into him later because there was a lot not to like about his play in this one. Anthony Simons had just 11 points, but that's because everyone else is just going ham. The outside of those two, look at the rest of the starting lineup. Shaedon Sharpe, 21 points, 9 of 17. He had 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Tumani Kamara, a career high, 23 points. And what I loved about his game was just the absolute green light, man. 7 of 21 from the floor. There was no denying him. Like, if he had the ball, it was all green light. Shoot that thing. If you are in the gym, ball in hand, let it fly. And Tumani Kamara absolutely did in this one. So it was good to see him getting the scoring output. And then again, Scoot Henderson, 39 points, 13 of 18 from the floor, 8 of 10 from beyond the arc. He also had 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals in this one. So just a great game from Scoot Henderson. He did have 4 turnovers, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. The rest of the game was absolutely beautiful. Just so nice to see him going, see him feeling it, see him just, confidence, right? Confidence absolutely matters. I don't know. Maybe it was being in the starting lineup. That totally helped. Maybe it was just the small ball lineup, putting some shooters around him and the gravity that they hold for him when he's making his shots. But it was just so nice to see him shooting with confidence, playing with confidence, and just making a ton of the right plays. And he would have had more assists in this one. I mean, he had 2 right off the bat that he found Tumani in the corner for what would have been, an easy assist, but Tumani missed those 2 threes. He was 4 of 11 for the night, but which ended up being a good night for Tumani. But there could have been a lot more assists for Scoot if people were just completing on the other side of things. That's the good. On the bench side of things, Donovan Clingan, he had 4 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists. But, of course, in the, second to last play, he went down with an injury, and he limped out of this one. Went right down the hall to the locker room in a noticeable amount of pain, favoring his previously injured leg. And you could tell he was irritated. Yeah, go me! Chad is full of it. Are his eyes brown? I haven't checked lately. But no, Klingon was wonderful. Goes down. Played a good game, excuse me. But he was visibly irritated as he goes down, and he took his hands and he slammed like the tunnel as he's walking down. Like he was not happy. Coach was asked about it right off the bat in the post-game presser, and he still may miss time. We don't know the exact injury yet, but I think you can breathe a sigh of relief in that Coach Billups said it was an ankle injury, because I think the first thing that came to everybody's mind was, oh no, re-aggravation of that MCL, and if you hit it once, you re-aggravate it again, like then you just oh no, that's a slippery slope of the injury woes, right? But no, it was an ankle. He did walk off under his own power despite the small limp, so I guess that's a good sign if you're a Blazer fan, but we'll get the updates as we find them, so be sure you're definitely following Rip City Radio on social media, and at Hyken, our Trailblazers insider, Sean Hyken, he'll be right on top of that, figuring out what that injury is and what the timetable is. But you got to think, if it's a small ankle sprain, maybe he misses a few games, but that still seems better than re-aggravation of the MCL injury. So you may have dodged the proverbial bullet in this one. Taking a look at the chat, Timmy Hammock says, yeet, 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 yeet. By the way, feel better, Timmy. Timmy had to sit out this one. The season ticket may have went to someone else tonight. He wasn't feeling well, a little under the weather, so I hope you're feeling better. Let's see, Air Waldens, I'm pretty sure the Nets were so open they were confused. And here's the deal, man. I'm not a coach, so I'm not allowed to yell at this team. I'm a media member, so I sit there and, mind my business. Fans can yell. I don't yell. But you know how many times I wanted to yell, get back! As in, get back on defense. Like, holy moly. I get it. You missed a layup. Quit pouting. Get back on defense. And that goes for more than just one person. Shaden Sharp did that a few times. Delano Banton did that. Get back on defense. Okay? And if you're yelling, get back on defense to anybody on this team, full disclosure, you are hurting your vocal cords because you're yelling it so loud at DeAndre Ayton. Unreal. The lack of effort on that side of the ball from him today. I mean, there's a point there, I think it might have been in the third quarter. Ant comes down, throws DA an alley-oop. The pass was deflected and turned over. The Nets push it down the court, and next thing you know, they're 5-on-4. They're 5-on-4. And they throw an alley-oop pass, easy alley-oop. Why? Because DeAndre Ayton didn't get back, and there was no defense in the paint. It was the center who ran down the floor and whooped him. And that happened, not that particular play, but more than once, where you're just like, get back on defense. Unbelievable. Jump up for a rebound. You are a big man. You are 7 feet tall. Why is Tumani Kamara coming in there and getting a rebound over you as you're just watching it? That was unbelievable. And the thing with DeAndre Ayton that's getting frustrating is it's over and over and over with this guy. Like, I've defended it, right? Because I like what he does offensively. Maybe not for this team, but he's fun. I also think, if basketball weren't a thing, I'd say never trade him because vibes guy, dude's funnier than hell. But, man, you don't win basketball games on side splitters. You know what I mean? On knee slappers. That doesn't win games. Okay? Get back on defense. So it was just so frustrating to see that and just give away easy points. And at that point, too, it's just like, dude, it's still a close game. You still got a chance. Nope. Defense, optional. Just weird to me. Oregon Movie Guy says Jabari Walker was negative 20 in 5 minutes. That's not easy to do. Again, keep in mind the plus minus is that's a team stat. That's a team stat. Okay? Give him a little bit of a break. He did have a nice stat line, those zeros all the way across the board. But again, at that point, it was just, it was over. But again, just get back on defense. That's my talking point, because I think, God, that irritates me. It irritates me. Iron Rod said, time to move on from Ayton and Grant. Regardless, it was good to see Ayton in the building tonight. He's missed a few games with the face bruise. Some say the possible concussion in there, too, which is why he hasn't been at the arena. Regardless, nice to see him and Matisse Thybulle, the all dressed up in anything but a NBA basketball uniform team. But I just can't get over the lack of defense, man. Get back. Unreal. Air Weldon says Jabari Walker played soccer for a second out there. He is pretty good at kicking it off of his ankle, ain't he? Like, I mean, Timbers might want to give him a call for them PKs because he's pretty good at that. He's pretty good at that. But I'm not here to poo-poo everything, guys, okay? Because this game was too good for all the right reasons, right? You didn't get the win, that's fine. But in a year where we've all talked about develop, you cannot tell me that it was not incredible to go watch this team, despite the loss, led by Shaden Sharp, Tamani Kamara, Scoot Henderson, and Donovan Clingan. Like, yes, Donovan Clingan only had 4 points. We all know his offensive game is going to be refined as he keeps going and gets older. But he had 14 rebounds, right? Again, absolutely nice to see the young guys getting a chance. And when they had that chance, thriving in it, right? The win for that type of team, the wins will come eventually. And we're all worried about wins next year, right? When hopefully you're adding Cooper Flagg to the mix or what have you. I don't know who they're drafting. But again, if you're going to take a loss, you give me a box score where 3 guys who are supposed to be the pillar of your team moving forward all eclipse 20 and show that they can put the team on their back. That's nice. And then you get Clingan and you add Denny in there who didn't play because he was hurt, and then you build pieces around it, and maybe you got something much better than you thought. So again, the win, the loss, doesn't matter to me. It's how the team plays. And outside of a couple head scratchers from vets who may be on the way out at some point, the young guys, they get A-pluses across the board. It was absolutely beautiful to see. Iron Rod's jokes. He says, who are we getting with the 8th pick in the draft? We shall see. We shall see where we land. We don't even know yet, Rod. We don't even know yet. But we'll figure it out here in just a little bit. We're going to take a break here on the 5th quarter, and when we come back, it's time for our shot of the night, drive of the night, and plenty more. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, you can join my friends Iron Rod, Sean, Air Weldon, Timmy Hammock, and everybody else on the YouTube chat. Just go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio. This is the 5th quarter presented by Coors Light on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620. Oh, that darn YouTube chat, Shacker, they're just irritating me. They're all over the place. Oh, hi! Didn't see you guys there. My bad. My bad. Just playing. Just playing. I love you guys. I figured I'd come in, chat with you for a minute here. Got a few minutes on the radio side of things, so we can just have fun here on YouTube. Talk Contra like Chad was doing with the Rip City Drive earlier, man. Oh, what a game that was. You know what? We need to normalize if he's going to have a ticket giveaway. If he does What's That Tune, he doesn't have to play music. He can play video game sound. That was pretty fun. That was pretty cool. You got to give him props for that. I like that. I appreciate that. Oh, Air Weldon says Chris changed locales for his 5th quarter. I see. I did today, and also having Harry behind me does look much better than that white wall up in the 300. But it's like last time. It's like last time, Weldon. We're up here in Visiting Media Row. If you guys ever want to know what an empty, being cleaned out Moda Center looks like, there it is. That's right. I bring you behind the scenes content. Behind the scenes, baby. Plus Shacker, there he is, working hard. Yeah.
Who's Harry on the phone with?
He sits over there and he works his tail off all game with the Visiting Media. And sometimes it's just easier for him if I just come up here and do the show up here. So I just came up here. It's just easier. Up there in the 300s is great, but at the end of the game, when no one's in the building, it's like, man, I want to see Rift City. I need everyone to come hang out with me. We got a minute and a half. We got plenty of time. See, that's perfect. So I can see the clock. So if we can just keep next gen down in my ear in the break, and I can talk to YouTube. See YouTube. I'll give you guys the special content. Aaron Weldon says, I never thought I'd hear Legend of Zelda music on game day. Thank you for that. Yeah, you're welcome. That man, those Super Nintendo games, fam, go back and play them. Like, their music hits so good no matter what you're playing. I'm going back through and doing a replay right now of Earthbound, which is one of my favorite video games of all time. It's been like a decade plus since I played it, so you don't remember enough of it to actually have fun. But like that one, like all the sound it plays, like it's good. Super Mario Brothers, like that. Oh, Super Mario World, that's a great
Blaster Master.
Blaster Master. I don't know if I.
Oh, you're missing out.
No. Contra 3, The Alien Wars, mwah. And then obviously Zelda. Dun 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 to the Dark World. Oh man, so good. Anyway, I'm gonna turn my audio down so we don't get any of that copyright music on in a second. We'll be right back with you guys in about 30 seconds. Burkhardt here with you. If you want to join the conversation on the fifth quarter, head on over to youtube.com. Type in Rip City Radio. We'll pop right up. You can also grab your telephone. 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, Chris J. Burkhardt is the name on social media if you want to find me there. Now, that's not John Cena, okay? Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry, guys. I absolutely believe. Also, shout out Aaron Weldon. He goes, I said I was loving some Earthbound. He's like, oh, Mother 2? We need a Mother 3. Yes, we do. And for those of you like, whoa, I don't remember him talking about that. That's because you're listening on YouTube. Go on YouTube. I get on in the commercial breaks, have a little fun with you guys, man. You listen on the radio, the app, YouTube. We are giving you guys plenty of ways to tune in. So have some fun with us here on the fifth quarter. And, man, I got to tell you what, again, this game, yeah, you can't say enough about it. It's one of the rare times this year that the Blazers lost, and I felt good about it, right? And again, if you're going to tank, it's going to help your draft stock. I get that. So I get a lot of people who are like, oh, the loss, I want that. But we've seen too many losses that are bad. The 45-pointers, the 40-pointers, I didn't like our spirit, I didn't like our focus, those losses, right? But tonight wasn't one of them, man. Tonight was a loss that you went out there, you put your best foot forward with your young guys, you gave them the green light, and they sped, man. They sped. They didn't waste any time. It was fast and furious. Those two front tires were off the ground, right? Vin Diesel was enjoying it. Now, they didn't win the race at the end, but I just love the fact that they were allowed to open it up. And Scoot had a great game. Shea had a great game. Tamani had a great game. Again, they just let the young guys go out there and do great things. Be themselves. Scoot played loose and free. Shea played loose and free. That I like. Now, Jackson says it was rough to see how empty it was tonight. That Yeah, that was not nice. That was not nice. Jason Quick tweeted out that it might have been the most sparsely attended game he's seen in his time attending the game or covering the team. And
It was $5 tickets.
Really, Shacker says the tickets were cheap. Not a lot of intrigue for a rebuilding team taking on a rebuilding team. That's what that was. That's what that was. But it does pain me, Jackson. I get what you're laying down because it's this. I've said this before to you guys, right? This team doesn't go through a rebuild very often. We haven't seen it very often. But when this team is good, when this team is in the playoff hunt, when they're not out there actively, jerking you in a bunch of directions, this stadium and this arena, this fan base is special. Like the .9, right? The bad shot, like those are great, right? But how many other games do you have? Like my favorite, possibly favorite Blazer play of all time, the Thomas Robinson block to the Will Barton alley-oop, right? And Roy over Yao Ming, and those are regular season games, and they are played in front of packed houses, right? So that part hurts. That part absolutely hurts. You got to be fair, man. You can't wax it. You can't sit here and be like, no. I get it. It's rebuilding, and no. You want to play in a sold out place, man.
Fifth quarter.
You want to play out in a sold out place. Han says, isn't that a huge issue? The fact the Blazer get distracted, so we can do a cheap what? Sorry, too many things coming at once. Isn't that an issue? The fact the Blazers have had very few bad losses. Is that an issue? I'm confused. Isn't that an issue that the Blazers have had very few bad losses? Well, they've had a lot of bad losses, though, right? I guess maybe that's what you're saying. That's an issue. Is you want to see more of this type of losses? Like you want to see more losses where that's what's better. But I don't know exactly what you're laying down. But yeah, they've had a lot of bad losses, my man. Like there you go. Thank you. Now you make more sense. Han, rephrase that. Isn't that a huge issue, the fact that the Blazers have had very few good losses? Okay, thank you for fixing that issue. And yes, hey Ryan, we've talked about what the context or the person in that tweet may have been referencing. But no, we haven't talked explicitly about the Channing Frye tweet, which we'll bring up. But here, let me answer Han first, and we'll get to your phone calls too, because we've got some people waiting. But yeah, Han, I agree with that. That is definitely an issue, right? Because I've said this since day one that I don't care about the win or the loss. I care about how the team looks and what we're being told is a developmental year. Right, and then you go out there and like those 45-point losses, and then getting hosed by a depleted Utah team and stuff like those hurt. Right, those are bad losses that I just don't want to see. But when you get a game like this, Han, where again you take the loss, but the young guys get the green light, they get to go play their best basketball. I mean, yeah, they took an L, but you saw exactly what Tumani can do. You saw exactly what Scoot can do. Shea had a good game. That's exciting, and that's a good loss. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Now Ryan says he wants to reference the Channing Frye tweet, and this was something else. Channing Frye, Blazers legend, right? NBC Sports Northwest podcasting guru. Back when we had him there working with us, he sent out this tweet during the game. He said, "I'm watching the Blazers game, and it is gross watching a certain player absolutely expletive his minutes. It's unreal. Please stop playing this person, Trailblazers." And then obviously the floodgates opened from that point. The floodgates opened from that point, and it was like, oh, you could be talking about this person, you could be talking about this person. And I think a lot of them were directed at DA because the game he played was atrocious. Like, how can you, like what he said, how can you watch a player F off his minutes is what he said, right? And he was. But just be so like half speed at times. Offensively, he was mad. Defensively, he was worse. Nasty. I want to see him get back. Like, he needs to get back. Get back on defense, dude. You're giving up way too many easy points. Aaron Weldon says Frye was a stretch four before the stretch four. I contend that the stretch four before the stretch four was Rasheed Wallace myself. Maybe there's some talk in there, Robert Horry, but I'm not giving that guy any credit. Screw that. Darn Lakers. Rasheed Wallace, though. 5 was like a stretch 5. I'll give him that. Give him that. You guys are on it, though. But let's head out to the phone. What do we got? We got the Preacher, who I haven't heard in a while. Preacher, how you doing?
Yo, man, I'm enjoying the show. Listen, I enjoyed the Blazer game. I appreciate you taking the call. And I'm definitely enjoying the growth of the team and the direction. When you see a couple of 20-point guys and you see a lot of chemistry going here and there, and you see some rotational players now, that's some structure which I haven't seen in a while. So I do appreciate that. And looks good. And you know what? I got to ask you on your take about microwavable coffee. I know if I bug Chad about it, since he's such a, I would say, coffee snob, but I mean, I've been going through, like, you know, saving money and like putting my coffee in the microwave. And reheating it, you know, that extra pot doesn't go in the sink like it used to. So what's your take?
Yeah, I get why you would do it, man, but it's just a little bit of water. I'll take another fresh brewed pot. I don't like the stagnation.
Okay.
I don't like the stagnation. Plus, you gotta be careful microwaving that water. You don't want it to, you know, go beyond the boiling point and burn your mouth off. Okay, so you gotta be careful. You watch out there, Preacher. I'm watching out for your safety.
You know.
But I'm not gonna knock you though, because you know what? It's not a bad idea. If you're looking to conserve, you got to get your points, because if you're microwaving your coffee, Preacher, you're already doing it right. Because why go spend, you know, like $20, you know, every other day on your coffee? That homebrew coffee lasts a while.
It's a lot of acid. It holds in there, right? I'm thinking that. So I'm like, hey.
That's right. That's a smart move. I'm team just rebrew it. That's okay. I'm
a lot of money down the drain, baby. That's a lot of money down the drain, baby. I don't know.
Hey, with the water prices in this city, you're absolutely right. Yes. Maybe I should join Team Microwave my coffee. Or hey.
Think about it. When you throw it down the drain, I mean, you might have another day without microwave. That's like 50% savings throughout the year.
Yes, hey, this is true.
With Chad, I would be able to have this conversation. You know, him and Fancy Coffee, you know, Justin, no way.
Hey, Chad has his little mini Keurig, if you will, right next to his little Nespresso, right next to the monitor in the studio. So if you're ever watching and you just hear that random, and you're like, what's going on? Is that my audio? No, that's him brewing a coffee before his update.
Oh, man, I would embarrass myself if he came over. He would just have black coffee and a little bit of sugar if I had any.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you want to know what the real trick is to not having to throw it out or worrying about microwaving it, is just do a little cold brew. Get a little cold brew going in the fridge. It's phenomenal in the morning. No worries about the stagnation when you heat it up. That works too, okay? There's options. Options.
My second question would be, you like cold coffee. I can't deal with even a bit of coldness when it comes to coffee. I like it warm, and it's the only way I do it, including in the summer.
That's fair. The thing is, cold brew is fine because I anticipate the cold. But when the cold coffee sucks is when it was warm and then it's cold. And then it doesn't, and yes, I think it alters the taste. I'm going to have to break down the chemistry of how the coffee molecules work once they've been brewed versus cold brewed, but there's just something about it, my man.
You know, it's like that stout beer too, where it's like chocolate, like cold coffee.
No, I'm not into the stouts. I've had a few that I like, a few really good porters that are nice and thick too. I used to be anti-IPA, but then I traveled and covered the Blazers with a bunch of people who were pro-IPA. So I was like, Burke, you gotta try this one, you gotta try this one, and now I'm team IPA. So I can be very easily swayed, Preacher.
Hey man, it's all about the hop.
Absolutely, all about the hops. Hey man, I appreciate the call as always. Hey, you know what? My favorite part of the fifth quarter is about being able to go off the rails. A quick Blazer combo, and then we get into coffee. We need that Shabazz is the man commercial back, right? Like, didn't he have a coffee and Nurk? Well, yeah, we need to get some Trailblazers coffee commercials back. Everyone's having some fun. Ryan is Team IPA, so go that. Go, that's good. Timmy says, never, microwaving coffee is like microwaving old foods, what Air Weldon says, and then we went down the rabbit hole of microwaving Subway. Who re-microwaves a sandwich? Like, is there anything? Me and my wife have this debate because my wife is team, I'd rather have cold pizza than microwave it the next day. I microwave my pizza, I don't mind it.
Well, I'm on the cold pizza team.
Okay. Some people do the like put it in a pan and cover it and it'll still stay. It'll get crispy again.
I think it tastes better cold than the original coming out of the box when it was steaming hot.
Nice. I just like pizza.
Yeah.
I mean,
I look more forward to the leftovers. Like going to a steakhouse. I'm more looking forward to eating that steak the next day.
okay.
I know it's going to taste better.
Spam and pineapple, which is already judgy because it's spam, and that tastes phenomenal the next day. That's one of the few things that tastes phenomenal the next day. If you're going to knock me, it's the island vibes. We live off spam, okay? Chill. What Kona beer do they sell here? I'm working, Han. I don't get a lot of chance to peruse the beer selection here at Moda, but I am a big fan of Kona Brewing. They used to make the coconut brown. They haven't done it since COVID, though. And it was, like, super rare. They'd send a limited amount over to the States, and it was so good. But if you ever get a chance to go to Kona, then you got to go to the Kona Brewery and have the beer there because let me tell you what, the water they use makes a difference. And for those of you who don't know, the Kona beer you buy here is brewed and bottled in Oregon and California. So you got to get to Hawaii to get the real stuff. Got to get to Hawaii to get the real stuff. All right, guys, take a quick break here on the fifth quarter. When we come back, we're going to head to the coach's corner, hear what Coach Billups had to say following this loss to the Nets. We'll hand out a game ball, and as my wife likes me to say, we'll put a bow on this bad boy. Go to bed and get ready to do it all again here in a few days. This is the fifth quarter presented by Coors Light on your home of the Blazers, River City Radio 620. All right, YouTube, we're back. Cut the break, we're back. Hey, Timmy. Timmy says pineapple on pizza is good. First off, I am pro team pineapple on pizza. I am pro, just put whatever you want on your pizza. I'm not going to dog you. But pineapple tastes good when it's heated up and just, I like it. I am pro. But what I got to ask you is, have you ever heard of a song called, Pizza Homicide by Samurai Pizza Cat? Have you ever heard of this? You can't play it on air, Shacker, unless you find
a metal song. I heard a pizza metal song once.
Oh, it's metal. It's metal. But look that one up, Timmy. Pizza Homicide by Samurai Pizza Cat, which is basically about how pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, and it's quite hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What else is going on in the chat? You guys are awesome. Like I said, Ryan's Team IPA. IPAs are good. I used to absolutely hate them. I just couldn't do it. I've always been Team Wheat Beer. Yeah, well, the Samurai Pizza Cat. I haven't heard that name in years. That's right. They took that old show and made it their band name. Seriously, go look it up. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I used to be Team Wheat Beer, like the tried and true. Just give me a Widmer Hef. But now I'm Team IPA.
A call back. Where's your good guy GTA videos?
My good guy GTA videos? I got to get those going. That was pretty good. That was a good idea. I gotta get some good guy GTA. Watch a guy play GTA and not break any rules. Like, can you win GTA without ever firing a weapon? Like, I think the answer's no.
The missions. You can't do the missions. GTA 5, you had to cut someone up with a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's a bit
I don't know how you can be a good guy on that level.
You can't. You got Red Dead Redemption. Also, Team Red Dead Redemption over Team GTA. I'll play that. I will play that game over GTA. And I say that as a lover of GTA. I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's like, holy smokes. I think I just played the perfect video game. It is so good. So good. But yes, Team IPA. My wife and I went to Bend. I had to go there for work a few months ago for state championship stuff. And we went to 10 Barrel. And there was no good wheat beers on the menu, so she tried a cider, and their apple cider was great. and I usually hate ciders, and it was good. And ever since then, we've started to branch out to Ciderville, try some more stuff. Now I want a Kona beer. Thanks, everyone. You guys are awesome. Ryan says you can't watch the fit. No, must be watching on your phone. You need to be a YouTube pro like me and get the multiple tabs going. Leroy Jenkins, World of Warcraft, baby. Oh, Timmy, you were really born in Hawaii? Very nice. Very
Leroy
nice.
Jenkins, a 45-year-old now.
Probably, but then they put the myth to rest and said it was staged, it was pre-planned. The guys who did it, and it totally killed the aura of Leroy Jenkins. But we'll do our best to make sure Leroy Jenkins lives on. All right, we're going to pause our audio here on YouTube. We'll be back on radio and back here in just a few seconds. Welcome back into the fifth quarter. Time now for the Coach's Corner. Let's head down to the press room here. What Coach Billups had to say following this game.
You know, you got to be able to make threes. You got to be able to shoot the ball. Both of us pretty much shot the ball pretty good tonight. We made 17 threes. They made 19. You know, so both teams shot it pretty well from three tonight. And I just kept telling our group, the first team that plays a little bit of defense is going to win the game. And they did, and we didn't.
Is this a night where maybe you missed Denny's energy to maybe pick people up or get in people's ear?
Yeah, you definitely do. You know, you definitely miss Denny's energy in a game like this. You know, he usually is one that brings that fire and that fight, you know, in the game. I thought Scoot did a good job of trying to do that tonight. It wasn't just his scoring and playmaking, but his fire in the game. I thought it was good, but we needed more. You know, we needed more. I thought Donovan did the same. You know, he brought some of that intensity to us that we needed as well. We just didn't have enough people pulling the rope in the same direction.
Following the loss there, short and sweet. Biggest takeaway, quite honestly, was at the beginning when he said that the injury to Klingon was just an ankle, not a re-aggravation of the knee. So that's something to keep in mind. But time now to hand out a game ball. Who gets a game ball? Oh, the guy who just went absolute ham, started the game 8 for 8, ended the night 13 of 18, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, career high 39 points. Game ball goes out to Scoot Henderson. That's the gold game ball. Silver game ball can go out to Monty Kamara, who also had a career high. Gosh, why is talking over that song so hard? I never struggled with any other song, but that, maybe it's just the tempo or the cadence. It's not even what he's saying, just talking over lyrics. No, like just talking over big balls on repeat. Shacker is like a child over here. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Timmy says Travis gets the game ball for being the next radio legend in Portland. He absolutely is, man. He's working his tail off. You guys need to make sure you're listening on Rip City Radio whenever you can. I mean, if you're in a spot where you don't have TV, here's the thing. Quick plug. If you're in a spot that you can't get to a television and you can't watch the game, you absolutely have no excuse to not know what happened, because all you got to do is grab your phone and download the iHeartRadio app, and you can listen wherever you are. You don't have to have anything. You download it. It's right there. Oh, there's my camera. There it is. Look, it's right there. iHeart app. You click Riv City Radio 620. You add it to the the list, and it will tell you everything you need to know, and it will play everything you need, and it's just phenomenal, and it's telling you what, man, it's where it's at. It's where it's at. You can listen to the game day, you can listen to the fifth quarter, and you can listen to the entire game on your app. So no excuse to never listen to a game. And Travis is phenomenal, man. It's never easy taking over for a legend. He's doing a pretty good job in his own right. So there you go. Timmy says Chris is the kind of guy who would play Diddy Kong Racing over Mario Kart. That's blasphemy. It's Crash Team Racing all day long. Are you kidding me? Mario Kart's goated among racing games. I think the only other racing game I enjoy besides that is like F1. Playing some F1 23 and here and there, but Mario Kart is where it's at. That is where it's at. Nothing beats growing up with a nice LAN party. The first time you could have 4 split screen, have 3 of your friends and yourself go 4. Oh yeah. That was money. That was money. Dennis asks, any trades coming? We'll see. Trade deadline is now, 3 weeks away-ish, February 6th, so we'll see. We talked about it a little bit on courtside yesterday, but yeah, I mean, you got 3 likely candidates, quite honestly, and that's obviously Grant, Ayton, and Ant in the order of which they could be traded, or at least easy to be traded. It would be Grant, Ant, and then DA, but I do think there's a market for Jeremy Grant. I really do. I think it's going to be rough just because of the way the first and second aprons are working, and GMs are trying to figure that out. But I do think there might be a trade coming at the deadline, and a lot of people kind of point to Jeremy Grant, Dennis. So keep focused, keep locked into Riv City Radio. We'll keep you abreast of everything that's going on. And has Grant played his last game in Portland? You never know, man. I mean, you absolutely never know. Maybe they get him a run, some more showcase, but I mean, I wouldn't be completely shocked if he's not on the roster come February 7th. So we'll see. Well, there's still plenty of moving parts there. Plenty of moving parts. I think it needs to happen. I mean, the team looked pretty good tonight, and then obviously you get Denny Avdia back in there, and they can roll a little bit. And I want to see the young guys get out there. That's what I loved about tonight, man. That's what I loved about tonight. Eric Weldon says Grant is hurt. I mean, still laugh at playing with a face bruise. Keith chimes in. He's too chicken to chime in on the YouTube chat, but he says he enjoys some Diddy Kong, but he will roast an expletive in Mario 64. No, you won't. You think you're bad. Why? Because you can beat the computer? Come on over to Casa de Burkhardt. We'll turn on that N64, and both my wife and I will race circles around you. Okay? It's gonna happen. Don't put your foot in your mouth. Don't talk big. You can't bring it up. Can't back it up. Okay? Don't make excuses, Keith. I got you every single day, twice on Sunday on that Mario Kart. Dennis says, give Avdia a long-term contract. Boy, don't touch Denny Avdia's contract right now, Dennis. He's under contract for 4 years, and a contract that goes down in value. By year 4, he's going to be making less than what Scoot's making right now. You don't touch that one until you have to. And you know what? When you have to, then you can pay him, because he's going to deserve it. 'Cause I love the way he is playing right now. He's playing like one of the best Blazers. He's been phenomenal. I've loved him since the preseason. I love what he does with his ability to get the rebounds and push tempo and get the team rolling. But, man, right now he has one of the nicest contracts in the NBA. You ain't touching that one until you absolutely have to. And when you have to, I hope you lock him up, man, because he is absolutely fun to watch play basketball. Eric Weldon does chime in. He was a fan of Need for Speed Underground. See, Need for Speed Underground was good, but then they just started making too many dang Need for Speeds, and I couldn't keep up. Need for Speed, all gas, no brake. Like, what? Where did this come from? Didn't you just release a new Need for Speed like last week? Come on. Dennis, your update on DC. It was an ankle injury, and that's all we know right now. He did not re-aggravate the knee. He hurt the ankle. On the same leg, on that left leg, he hobbled off. We will get updates hopefully relatively soon. That was the only update we had post-game, was that it was the ankle, which I do think in general lets you breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, right? You can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief knowing that it wasn't the re-aggravation of the knee, because the re-aggravation of the knee would be scary, because then you go down the slippery slope of injury after injury after injury. And I know every single time he lands on that leg, you kind of wince a little bit. If I said anything that was encouraging, was the fact that when he got up, if you paid attention, he used his left leg to get up, meaning he put all the weight through the ankle and the knee that we worry about. And I do think that is encouraging to make it, maybe it's still an ankle sprain, but not a severe high ankle sprain. I mean, we've seen how long that's kept Matisse Thybulle out, right? And Denny Avdia hurt his ankle at practice yesterday, so the ankle injuries are piling up. Eric Weldon says, Mario Kart 8 battle on the Blazers Jumbotron. How much would that cost? That's a question that I don't have an answer to. I'm going to have to do some research, but that would be that needs to be one of your guys' like Rip City United, where they have all the season ticket holders come in. They had that event last night. I think they did it at OMSI. They do it here and just let fans play Ant and Shay on Mario Kart on the big screen. That'd be pretty sweet.
I heard stories when the Cowboys football stadium was brand new. Justin Bieber played Call of Duty on that big Jumbotron in that football stadium. And it cost a lot for him to get that privilege.
The crazy part is, though, if I'm this far away looking at that screen playing Mario Kart, I have a feeling that proportional to where I'm sitting, that screen might feel smaller than if I'm just sitting in my living room playing on the big screen. Like,
but the Dallas Cowboys football stadium Jumbotron's the size of a whole football
I'm
field.
talking about this one right here. The football one, I'll give you that. That'd be kind of fun. But then I also worry about what about controller ping? Do you have input delay? These things matter. Where is the Xbox located? That's a long HDMI cable that it has to. Okay, I need to make these things matter, Shacker. You just let the gamers game, okay? You just let the gamers game. Did you see this? I saw this tweet real quick. Last gaming note was a tweet from a friend of the station. You guys out there, you all know Ian Carmel, right? Ian Carmel's he's goated here in Portland. Trailblazer super fan. He's a writer for the late night shows down there in Los Angeles. Used to work at Comcast Sportsnet. He is Portland as they come. He's awesome. Right? There was the tweet on social that was going around making the rounds. It says, "What do men do when they're home alone?" Ian Carmel quote tweeted it. He said, "You lead North Texas to 3 AAC titles, take a coordinator job at Arkansas, win the SEC, and accept the head coaching position at Florida. What the hell do women do?" It's an NCAA football video game reference, Shacker. See, you looked at me weird. That's why I said you let the gamers game, okay, son? You let the gamers game. What else we got here before we get out of here? You guys got this all wrong. It's all about the surround sound and quality of the sound system when you're playing. Han, yes. Yes, also very dependent on what game you're playing. Like, I enjoy playing Dead by Daylight, and you got to have, if you can't hear footsteps and the heartbeats, you're dead in the water. Okay, you're dead in the water. You got to have that sound. You got to be ready to go. You're right. It's all about the sound, baby. It's all about the sound. All right, we're gonna get out of here. You guys have been awesome, man. YouTube chat, thanks for holding it down. You guys really brought it tonight. Do that all the time. I have no problem. Any night we get Blazer talk in there, and then we get a little bit of video game and coffee talk. Not hot coffee talk. Another video game reference for all you degenerates out there, right? See? I'm a man of the people. We have way too much fun out here. You guys were awesome, though. We will be back at it on Thursday, 7 o'clock tip-off against the Los Angeles Clippers. I'll have game day for you at 5 o'clock. And this is your reminder, too, that is Shaden Sharp Glassware Night. The first 7,777 fans will get to take home the awesome Shaden Sharp glass. So if you're there, get your glass. Come say hi to me. We'll have some fun, and then we'll do it all again after the game, because you know what? The fifth quarter, it's just way too fun just sitting here with you guys. I enjoy it way too much. We're going to have to start the sixth quarter, where we just start doing it on days that the Blazers aren't even playing. It's the sixth quarter. After dark, midnight to 1 a.m. What producer am I going to get to hold that down with me? Anyway, joking aside, you guys have been awesome. 5 o'clock, game day on Thursday. Blazers, Clippers, and, of course, the fifth quarter after that. This has been the fifth quarter presented by Coors Light. We'll talk to you next time. All right, here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio, 620.